Hello everyone, it's Alex of Alex's English class. Today I'm going to introduce you a book called Matilda by Roald Dahl. Matilda lived with her brother and her mom and dad inside a house. And her mom always went to go to do bingo, and her dad always went to go to sell old cars by putting in sawdust inside the engines, making it seem new, that all of the customers actually bought those old cars. And at the age of 3, she started to read newspapers. And at the age of 4, she started to read a book, a cooking book. And so whenever her parents were gone, she went to the library and read the children's book. But she read all of them, that she started to read the books for teenagers, and made the librarian very surprised. But she was also angry at her parents that they always called her ignorant. So she put super glue on Mr. Wormwood's hat, making the hat stick to her dad's head. And that made her mom cut all of the hat and also some of his hair, making almost all of his hair fall off. And secondly, she put in some strong dye inside the bottle that actually had some mixture inside it that her dad always used on his hair. But she actually put in the dye and made her dad to dye himself. But it was strong that some of his hair even fell off too. And so she started to go to school, and her teacher was Miss Honey. Miss Honey asked her about multiplication, and she was the only one knowing about it, and she was actually very good at it. That Miss Honey taught the headmistress that we can put in Matilda into the 5th graders, but the headmistress didn't like that. And secondly, the headmistress came to their class to actually do a test about their language. But if they didn't respond or were wrong, she did actually a very bad punishment. She actually threw them out of the window or grabbed their ears and stretched them. And that was very painful. But one day there was a newt inside a bottle, and that day the headmistress came to do a test. Then Matilda said, tip it over to the bottle inside her mind. Then the bottle tipped over and the newt went on to the headmistress, Miss Trunchbull's clothes. And so she told Miss Honey about this, and Miss Honey asked Matilda to tip this bottle on the desk and right now, and it took a little time, but Matilda again made the bottle tip. So Matilda gets to go to Miss Honey's cottage. There she hears her story. Her mom had died at the age of 2. I mean, not her, when Miss Honey was 2, and her dad actually killed himself, which was very sad. And she gets to live with her aunt, but her aunt was very harsh on her and made her do the laundry or actually do the dishes, and was very harsh. So her aunt became the headmistress of a school, and Matilda finds out that her aunt was Miss Trunchbull, the head mistress of her school, and made Miss Honey the teacher of that school. But she told Miss Honey that she had a debt of thousands and thousands of dollars, that she only gave a little of her salary and keep the rest of her salary. So that was her story. But that was not all. So she escaped from her and went inside this cottage that she was living in right now. So when Matilda went, she asked Miss Honey what Miss Trunchbull called her father as. And Miss Honey replied, Magnus. Secondly, she actually questioned what her father called Miss Trunchbull. Miss Honey replied, Agatha. And lastly, she questioned what Miss Trunchbull and her father called Miss Honey. And Miss Honey replied, Jenny. So the next day, the headmistress came to do a test. Then the chalk started to write something on the chalkboard. And it said like this. Agatha, this is Magnus, this is Magnus, and you'd better believe it. Agatha, give my Jenny back her house, give my Jenny her wages, give my Jenny the house, then get out of here. If you don't, I will come and get you. I will come and get you like you got me. I am watching you, Agatha. And then the Miss Trunchbull fainted. Meanwhile, Matilda's dad found out that his customers found out that he put in sawdust inside the engines that they had to escape. But Matilda left and lived happily ever after with Miss Honey. Today I introduced you the book Matilda by Roald Dahl. And next time I'll come with a different book. Bye bye! See you next time!